Good evening, everyone. Welcome to part 311, which is administrative theory and practice. This course comprises of two components, which is the practice of administration and the theory of administration. And it metamorphoses from what you already learned during your 100 level and 200 level. Because in your 100 level, you already learned part 111, which is element of public administration. In your second semester, you also introduced to theory of administration and management. In your 200 level, you'll be taught to Nigerian government and administration. So this is an advanced level of it, where we decide to break down into smaller components. So we'll take the first leg of this course, which is the theory aspect, administrative theory. Then we'll try to understand what we mean by theory. Right from the day one in which we were giving birth to, we started making reference to theory. For instance, a new child born will be looking at a light at night. You'll be wondering, what is this? A very hot bulb. The child would like to go and touch it and feel it because he or she doesn't know what it is. That essence of making inquiry to know what it takes is what always leads us into theory. That is why the great man theory of leadership said that leaders are born rather than being made, because right from child we become very, very inquisitive about the nature surrounding us. Any leader that is being made will not make a good leader. If he doesn't have that personality inbuilt of a leader in him, he is not most likely to succeed. For instance, new children nowadays, since we're in Gen Z, so many things they will say they want to do it by themselves. After you see a child of 2 or 3 years, you say, "Mommy, please, I can bath by myself. Please don't come to bathroom. I want to bath by myself." This is where the great man theory of leadership also metamorphoses from. What do we mean by theory? By theory, it means a general principle which establish relationship between two or more variables. We can say that even science borrow from the concept of administrative theory. That's why in our elementary level we said public admin is more or less of a science and an art, because it has both components. Like ABU award you Bachelor of Art Public Admin, but Nasarawa State University KFI we award you Bachelor of Science degree in Public Administration. So it is neither here nor there. It is that science aspect of it that metamorphoses into this theory that we're talking about. So theory is a system of constraints and variables. Underline those two things: system of constraints and variables. The constructs here are related by what we call propositions. The constructs are related to each other by proposition, while the variables are related to each other by what we call hypothesis. So then we can now say that theory is a set of principles that explain or establishes relationship between two or more observable facts or events, and these principles themselves can metamorphose into theory if subject set to test. That is, the set of principles now, like 14 principles of management, may themselves become a theory once the relationship between the two variables are subject to test. That is, what we get from proposition and hypothesis will subject them to 3 valid tests, which is test of validity, test of reliability, and test of durability. If they can stand the test of time like this, those principles themselves become theory. So this is just the synopsis about what this course is all about. In our subsequent classes, we shall be looking at the economic importance of this theory to public administration. Why are we applying this theory in the field of public administration? Once we know its applicability and relevance, then we'll now start breaking down this theory into smaller components by first of all looking at a classical theory of administration, then the neoclassical theory, the behaviorist theory, the more modern management theory. And it is this modern one that leads to what we call a content theory and a process theory, like Abraham Maslow hierarchy of needs theory, McGregor Douglas theory, X and Y, Frederick Herzberg two-factor theory, which is hygiene and motivator, as well as Anderfast theory of ER, which is expectancy, relationship, and growth. So then we'll now look at this, then relate it to the leadership quality that we're having in this country vis-a-vis the leadership theory in an organization or a public setting, being democratic, autocratic, laissez-faire, or situational approach. Then we'll now recommend for Nigeria government the best way forward. So have a nice day. See you in our subsequent class. Good night.